172.
You were that guy.
Map. And
there were other people that said it in this very building, and there was another person that said they wouldn't.
Well, Sky loses his dignity if they
he does.
if Bliss win this game.
I don't think he's got any anyway.
No,
so.
when Team Bliss win this game.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, Team Bliss, when pushed to the limit, they're not the kind of team that's going to collapse.
10 seconds left.
They're not going to fall within themselves.
Well, they could, but we haven't seen it locally for 18 months.
I
so
mean, yeah, I just haven't seen it.
You'd have to be a visionary to expect that.
Because it's very easy to say, well, they're the team expected to win. They get pushed all the way. Is it very possible that if this ends up going to 3-3 at the half, that Team Bliss start to question whether or not they've got the valid capabilities of actually closing this out? And what are the ramifications for missing out on the grand final? Well, it's Manchester Major. Their streak would come to an end.
Logic's dead.
Logic. He has the yellow ping information. Should hit a headshot? No. Brendo wins the battle from the vert. Well, everything is just going the right way now for Team Bliss. We haven't seen this basically since Cafe. Antic just haven't got anything going. As much as they're trying their best to facilitate, I mean, a lot of the early portions in these rounds have been necessarily fine. Clearing util, getting good control. Even that was only the first time in this game that they had the opening death. The first two going the way of Antic in terms of opening kills. So it's hard to be too critical. It's really just more or less been the on-site execution that has lacked.
Rough for Logic. We pose the question, can he step up in a high-pressure environment such as this semi-final?
Well, he was great on Chalet.
Yeah, I mean, he was top-rated. Top-rated.
Cafe as
Map
well.
1, Map 2, top-rated for the team. Now 1 and 3. They haven't been able to win rounds off the back of the entry. Now they need to do it from behind. This is going to be really tough for Antic. They need to just slowly try and chip away at elements of the map that they can get control of. Tough here on top floor, though. And look at this information.
Oh, no,
so
dead.
it's perfect.
Oh, that was just beautiful.
That's crisp.
I thought that was almost going to be a headshot as well from Brendo. Oh, it's so incredibly difficult now for Antic, down 3 versus 5 in a series that has now gone to the third map. It's not often that we've really seen Antic play well from behind. A lot of their round wins have come off of that fast tempo pace where they aggress early, get a couple of kills, certainly put a bit of wobble into that defensive Team Bliss. Well, there's no wobble here on Bank. Now on the verge of finding 3 defensive rounds in a row, which I don't know if they've actually done so far in this series.
I think Wettables has a yokai inside of lobby that is flicking at the moment, so yep, there we go.
He's
full read. He's seen every
all
player.
3. Yeah, every single player. Yeah, good yellow ping info. Burst goes out. Oda knows he can rotate away from archives now. There was one inside lone. One did push towards elevators, although has now pushed back. I think they still. You can see the yokai. Like, I mean, they haven't dealt with this.
Yeah.
So full information on the push-up banana. Sage can just hold close, knowing full well there's 2 players there. Oh, hit the headshot on the back player. Killerman's like, how am I dead? Frixel's in front of me. Why am I the one dying? Flawless round from Team Bliss. 3 rounds in a row. They've been flawless so far on Bank, not really putting a foot wrong, and a tactical timeout has been requested by Antic Esports.
And that's the difference between Team Bliss and the rest of OS. It's being highlighted in this game. Team Bliss in a 4v5, we're sitting here and still praising them, and we're seeing them lock out rounds, actually. Having that ability to be disciplined and to play at the disadvantage. No other team in the region has that same trait. And it got exploited and exposed there in the previous round for Antic. They lose the first. Not clearing these yokai drones proved to be absolutely costly. I'm sure there was also Valkyrie info being posed as well. Antic electing not to bring the IQ for that. Proved to be so costly. Bliss with information, I mean, it goes without saying, they're just incredibly good at converting that. I like the tactical, though, from Antic.
Yeah.
If there's any time to take it, it's now. Off that first rotation, you've seen every defensive setup on the 3 sites Bliss are likely to play in the next 3 rounds. And so you can quickly discuss what happened, what went wrong, what is the plan, and how they're going to get themselves back into this game. I think it's, again, just refocusing on the entry. You win that, like you did in the first 2 rounds, 5 versus 4, slow down the tempo a bit, have a plan, and then execute upon it.
Yeah, see, you say slow down the tempo, but every time they've slowed down the tempo...
Or speed it up, I mean...
Yeah, maybe speed it up. Or
maybe not necessarily slow the tempo, but be conscious of it.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity to snowball it, sure. It's more difficult on a map like Bank, though, admittedly, depending on how you're approaching site.
You kind of look at like Locker CCTV as a good example. If you're up 5 versus 4 in a round in which you quite literally got an opening kill inside the first 10 seconds, at that point should you be thinking, maybe we don't have to go for a server-side stack. Maybe we should look to open up vault. Maybe we should look to get main stairs pressure. Maybe we should use our numbers to our advantage rather than essentially funneling everyone through one choke point. They go for this inverted mirror once again. By the way, guys, if you're curious.
Are we going to see this one in ranked? Honestly, I don't mind it. I do not mind it.
5 seconds
I'll be
it does
pocketing that.
It does help if Fisher Guy stays alive and holds blue. It'll further solidify this as a very difficult position for Antic to push through.
Do we see the ultimate counterplay here from Antic where they just go for the back hit? They just completely ignore the primary CC drop into the Maestro, into the inverted mirror, into the smokes, into the Goyo canister, and instead go for a back hit, go elevator drop gold, maybe like garage. You can counteract this entire setup by going for the alternate push. Then you put the onus on Bliss on being the ones that have to adjust.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's a tall ask, though, because a lot of teams aren't going to be comfortable going for that.
That's where you got to work on that in scrims, though. Make that a possibility, something you can pull out in these kind of moments. Default will get shot out towards beepers. Fisher Guy very much holding that top blue position. They do bring flashes and smokes this time around, at least for Antic. If they do want to go for that kind of default push, they've got a little bit more utility in helping get that plant down. 2 nitrocells available defensively for Team Bliss. Barbed wire, Fisher's going to get droned. So now they know, of course, Fisher holding close.
And this is something they didn't have to deal with last time, remember?
Yeah.
Fisher died very early on in that round at the 247 mark. Bot square. Now they need to clear him, the barbed wire, the Goyo canister. That's going to add at least another 30 seconds just for blue control if it's a success.
Yeah. Very difficult position to ignore. But so far, a lot of focus towards this admin hatch. I mean, there's really not much over towards square at all with a minute and 30 on the clock. You can see how difficult it is, though, to push through a position like Garage, and they do, in fact, go for Vault. They go for Vault. I think they might be thinking of this back push.
Antic did not take down default Garage camera. You can see Team Bliss flicking it, and the second they see that down, they know exactly what push is going to come through if there aren't other indications.
Yeah, and if they don't push it, then they know there's no push Garage. You can hold the loading dock position, especially on this Vault push. It's going to make it difficult to clear. 60 seconds left, and Antic have, well, put themselves in a bit of a pickle.
It's such a small detail, but Team Bliss are the kind of roster they're going to read into it. So Frixel's now going to rotate. He's going to go Garage. And if Team Bliss check that this default camera gets taken down, they know exactly what push is going to come through. And Brendo, I believe it is, will be able to hold that down. No, Sage, so the brother.
Yeah.
They also have the BPC, so double layer of info.
Yep. 40 seconds.
No one's checked cams, though, for Bliss. Oh, has seen the drone, though.
There's the drone. Sage knows the push is going to be coming.
They know.
Left side. Oh, should be winning that, and he
There we
does.
go.
Good control. 6 kills now for Sage. 6-0. There's the opening kill for Team Bliss. They're on another level here on Bank. Juicy with the drop down into Elevator. They're going to have to start hitting some really gnarly shots. Sage has got 3 in the round.
Sage.
Make that 8-0 for Sage. One stuck over towards Elevator. Killerman pushing in towards Red. Up close. That's the Mirror. That's Brendo. That's the brother. That's Flawless off the back of the tactical timeout. Team Bliss very much now looking like a team that has gone to 2 majors and a 6 invitational. This is the Bliss we expected in this semi-final, and it's the Bliss we're finally getting.
Is that the match? You know I like to put a line through teams' names when it feels like it's difficult to come back, if not impossible.
Still 2 rounds to go in this half. I think if Antic can find a way to scrape 2 attacking rounds, that's not the match. So for me, this next round, Staff Open especially, one of the... Well, I don't know if Bank really has like hard tertiary sites, but Staff and Open certainly can be facilitated for the attack. You've got to extend up above, you've got to hold key positions like Stock, Hallway, and I think there's avenues for attacks to really get these kind of sites, especially more than Locker CCTV, for example. So this, for me, is the round where I'll make the decision. Got to win this.
3 kills across 4 rounds for Antic.
Well, it's just this is the problem. Those kills, 2 of those have been opening kills, where they're up 5v4.
Yep.
They're pushing into these sides of Bank, and you know what? It kind of reminds me a little bit of like some of the Cafe, where they would try to funnel in, and they just can't clear those on site. What worked for them on Chalet is Chalet, you can't really just sit certain like little positions on site. You have to kind of play a little bit into the roam game, whether you like it or not. You have to extend out, and that's something that I think helped facilitate Antic. So that was clearly a map that played to their strengths. This right now is proving to be quite difficult. Even, you kind of look at this site, Staff and Open, right? You can't really clear the players on site, so you're never going to be able to get site opened up. The best you can do is get something like stock control, play the hatch, play through beepers, but you still eventually have to push and drop and try and hit some very late shots in the round. Chalet, they didn't have to do that as much.
So we see the IQ now brought. Good decision here from Antic. The Valkyrie persists for Team Bliss. It has been played in 2 rounds prior to this. And so that will be dealt with pretty efficiently by the attack. Wettables, though, gets the first. That'll now be 3 entries straight. Goes without saying, Team Bliss converting entries as they've won all 4 rounds so far. Antic fighting from behind. 1 and only Hardbreach dead. Yeah, of all the players to die, he's probably the last that you would want in the grave.
Yeah, they got secondaries now.
It's so difficult to make a case for them now. They're going to have to rely heavily on getting top floor control, maybe finding something on Vert, but Team Bliss won't feed that. And Logic. Maybe Logic can pluck something here. If his position isn't known. Juicy might give away that Q though, yeah.
Well, I know there's 2 into Archives because the spot of the Montang and the breaching round has opened up admin.
Yep.
Then 90 seconds left, by the way.
And Stage doesn't need to vacate Janitor. There's no pressure on him. So he can just sit there on the hatch.
They haven't cleared anywhere close to Janitor at stock. 200 still on the rappel. They haven't even cleared Wettables over towards front desk either. Oh, there was a little moment there, little chance. And those, honestly, the kind of shots that back on Chalet, Logic would have maybe got that kill. Those are the tiny little differences that I'm finding here. Oh, Juicy.
Where's the team?
Well, he's completely by himself. Oh. I think he might be able to get this kill and does. That's good. Does go down, little solo push there from Juicy. Does find a big pick over towards front desk. Minute left. Does give them a bit of that banana stairs control. They can push up down the hallway, try and take stock. Sage, oh, how does that not go his way? He was holding that for so long, and Tuhan just swung headshot. This is such a pivotal moment. 50 seconds left for Antic. Guys, I'm telling you, they must win this round.
Yeah, pivotal. Especially from this position. They've done the hard work to get back into this round. A gutsy kill from Juicy on the shield and a good swing from Tuhan. 35 seconds on the clock. Team Bliss once again successfully peel back towards the objective. 1 Nitro available for Plant Denial. This is where Team Bliss, funnily enough, do thrive, but Brendo misses that.
Yeah, I mean, that's contact. All 3 on site right now. Fisher in a really good spot. The shield, though, just keeps Juicy alive. Frag throwing that possession. That's a really good position. Couple of kills for Brendo, though, and Oda. Oh, it's all done. Once again, the on-site push from Antic falls apart at the seams. Good build-up, good work, poor execution. That's been the story of Bank and the attack for Antic. Now down 5 rounds.
I'm just trying to put my mind into the heads of Antic. Could you imagine fighting your way back into a round that's basically do or die for your shot at the major? You perfectly dislodged Fisho.
It's 4-2.
And then bloody Brendo on the Frost ACOG wins every fight.
Oh my goodness. The brothers have been enjoying Bank. 8-1, 7-1. 6-0 for Oda.
There must be something in the water over in WA.
So Sage and Brendo both have more kills than all of Antic combined, individually. That is insane. Oh, no. Bye-bye, Obs.
Teammate.
Is that you? I'm assuming that was you, Skizzle?
Yeah. Clearly just wants Antic to win.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit disappointed. That's the Antic Observer, by the way.
He just rage quit, didn't he?
Yep, see ya. Pulled the plug.
Game still continues, Sky. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, we hyped up that round as being the round that Antic needed to win. They failed to do so once again, and unfortunately, the stark reality is now Team Blitz are not the kind of team that will allow you to win 5, 6 rounds in a row unimpeded. That's very un-Bliss-like. You look at Chalet, for example, and it wasn't really the case. You know, we saw some great rounds from Antic. They didn't make any mistakes, but it also wasn't like they won 6 in a row. It was a little bit back and forth, and they kind of just edged out. So, yeah, there you go. So there goes our one spectator. Well, luckily, we got one more in the back pocket.
Very tall task ahead for Antic.
And for Cthulhu.
Let's see how many kills he gets this round.
I'll tell you what, if he does a good job, maybe he can make a case for main orbs. Pressure's on here.
Well, Sky's job's on the line.
Yeah, I mean,
Antic on the line.
Dignity.
Yeah, and his dignity. I said a Team Blue 7-1, 7-2, and honestly, I actually can't believe that is a very realistic prospect at the moment. Yeah. Team Bliss have just been absolutely ruthless here on Bank. Round 6, top 4 defense. IQ once again brought to counteract that echo. Sage doesn't hit the juggle. And so that is Kanto open.
Yeah, I mean, right now for Bliss, they've not really put a foot wrong. You're also noticing they're not really taking as many of these external opportunities. But two found.
Is this the moment?
You can call it Killer Man.
Is this the moment where Antic win?
They just lost the 4. They lost the 4-2. They can lose a 5-on-3. Sage makes the cross in towards long desk. Could get a little bit of a prop up from his brother on the dock, and indeed will.
Bliss don't win this round.
Surely
not.
I would say they certainly can win this round, even with 3. I feel like this is a more even round now. Oh, it's going to be done. Is this a triple stack towards Banana? First kill for Sage, holding a great position. They're all just going to push 1 by 1. 2-Hunt is now down. There's another cell available as well. He's spotted. They're both down. Oh, what a shot from Killer Man, though. So low on health. Save with 2-Hunt, and they make it out of top Banana. Brendo, though, kills 2-Hunt. Now, 2-on-2, because Fisho Guy has got rid of the log dog. How are they bringing these rounds back time and time again? As we bring the Observer back with 30 seconds left in a timely manner, Brendo holds long desk. In this battle, he loses to Killer Man. Finally, living up to his name with 3 kills in this round, he has killed some men. With 20 seconds left, Juicy and KM to push down one Fisho Guy. He hits him with the hip fire. Are you kidding? Fisho Guy, that's not allowed. Into red time now with it all to do. Nitrocell, and that right there is Antic, blown to smithereens by a man that's essentially a fish. Godlike and fish-like, Fisho Guy has given them 6 grand final points.
No, that had to be a bug. There is no way he just hip-fired that. There is no way.
He just hit-fired on him from there.
What?
That's not a bug, guys.
I think they need to nerf the SMG again.
I think they need to nerf Fisho Guy. And maybe buff Antic.
It's nerf Bliss.
Maybe nerf Bliss.
7-0. It's actually possible. I can't believe it.
Let's get the replay out on this one. Well, you said they can't lose it in a 5-on-3. Sage had other ideas, and while Antic had other ideas, they were like, you know what? Let's 3 of us push up Spiral, Banana, whatever you want to call it.
Can't all die. Which
was
right.
And they almost did all die.
It was right.
Let's watch this again. Oh!
It wasn't even a headshot either.
Oh! Fisho Guy!
That is disgusting.
Show me the player cam. Surely there's a player cam reaction in there somewhere. Oh, watch that. Oh, this one's done. Oh. Well, Bliss to go to the grand final to take on MENA Esports LFO. I was going to pose a question to you before this map, which was, have Antic done enough to redeem their stage for a team that was labelled on paper as the second best team, yada, yada, yada? Struggled. Group stage was not great, very up and down, and I mean, the team themselves highlighted that. Did they redeem themselves enough on Chalet, or everything they did on Chalet has now been taken away by this bank performance?
Yeah, that's the shame. I think, unfortunately, this is going to be the result that lingers in the minds of O's fans. I mean, great. You can add a Team Bliss map win, maybe potentially the only team to do it in the stage onto the resume.
Yeah.
But if you get spanked 7-0 on the 3rd map, like I mentioned, no one's going to remember Chalet.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away from it too much. It was a good performance from them. Fortunately, though, map 3, Team Bliss. I mean, they're Team Bliss.
Yeah.
I can't really contextualize it much more than that. There's a reason they finished top 8 SI.
Incredibly clinical on the defense, holding good key possessions, never wavered on sight, never really gave Antic any kind of hope in those rounds. And anytime that Antic had some kind of man advantage, which I'd love to see, like in terms of the 6 rounds played, how many rounds in which Antic had the superior numbers, it would have to be at least 50% of the rounds at minimum. And so therefore, because I know for a fact the first 2 rounds they got the opening kills, the last round they're at 5-on-3. So that's at minimum 3 rounds. It was probably more than that. So the fact that at no point in that half could they ever capitalize on having the superior numbers is quite alarming. Do we see Bank again from Antic next stage?
Do we see Bank tomorrow?
Do we see Antic next stage?
I'm more worried about tomorrow. Do we see
Hang on, I need to check Twitter. I want to see if Logic's put out a retirement tweet already.
No, that's a bit harsh.
That's a bit harsh. Also warranted.
Will it be flawless for Bliss? Just map control at the moment, so not really too much to note.
It's played well, by the way. I mean, not on Bank.
Well, again,
but
like
on Cafe and
highest
Chalet.
DPS for Antic map 1 and map 2. He's had a good day.
I will say that no one has played Bank well for Antic. Like, it's been at least a team effort collectively of playing pretty poor.
And Team Bliss just beat Team Bliss, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, this has turned into a bit of a slowed out round simply because Locker's CCTV.
And that's the thing, if Antic played like this against almost any other team, for the most part, they would have gotten away with it. They'd be winning this game at the moment, and that's why Bliss are just so deadly and so unforgiving.
Falcon canisters have been popped. Bliss have been doing their thing. By the way, I didn't even notice the fact that they brought a fuse. 3 gas babes still available for Juicy to deny the entry. Of which, that won't deny this little back plant here from Weatables as he just slips into CCTV. And I imagine then the next gas babe will go over the top of his shoulder once again. The plant has been successful. Brendo finds another kill. Now 9-2, matching his brother, who is also 9-2.
I think this might be the moment where we can crown Team Bliss as a grand finalist.
I would imagine so. Very likely from here. There's the push over towards Beepers. Sage, he's gone and got 2. He goes to 11-2. And no way for Brendo to match that one. And that is it. Flawless. Not in just the round, but the map itself. They did lose the map, but not enough. They won more. And so therefore, they go to the grand final. That's how all of this works, guys. For Team Bliss, it's all just that easy.
I don't really know what more to add. It's just another phenomenal performance from Team Bliss. They did not put a foot wrong at any point during this map. Yeah, sure, maybe the entry waned here or there, but they made up for it. Didn't matter. Then they had to win one attack. Of course, they do it cleanly, get the plant down, falls in the end. I mean, bloody hell. If I'm Chef Jeff and I'm watching this, I'm a bit worried. A little bit.
A little bit?
Just a bit.
Yeah, no, Chef Jeff's got nothing to worry about. He's fine. They're not going to win. So, obviously, that's Team Bliss to the grand final. For those unfamiliar, the grand final's tomorrow. Before we get to the grand final, though, we've still got a 5th place matchup, which is where we will be going to later on today in the broadcast. We're not done here. Don't go too far. We've also got a desk that we're going to throw to.
Waffle meter was starting though.
It was big even for me,
It
honestly.
Was, that yap was starting to go a little too long there. Look, an interesting performance from Bliss.
I loved it.
Applaud it. There's no doubt about it. But I feel so bad for Antic. I feel horrible for them because, Dev, coming into this, we were talking about potentially this being a close series, the fact that Antic had taken a map off them.
It was closer than the other one, technically.
It was a close series. It was not a close map. And
how was map 1? Was that a close series?
It was at the start, and then Bliss got onto the attack and farmed, and they continued farming all the way to the bank, it turns out. And one question that was answered for me straight out of the gates is, like, this is, bank specifically, is Antic's most banned map, and I thought, oh, they've been hiding it, they've been cheating. No, they just suck at it, it turns out.
Jesus.
And Bliss, they beat FaZe on this map, all right, like, at SI. I don't think they're going to have too much trouble beating Antic on it when it is their instant ban.
Let's just welcome in Weatables. We don't have to keep waffling. Let's welcome in the gentleman with the nicest mustache on Team Bliss. That's all I'm going to say. We're not going to extend it past that.
No, it's better than yours.
Here we go. Sorry.
Big calls, mate.
Come on, mate. If I shave this, you're in trouble. No, I'm terrible. Honestly, my mustache is awful, so we won't even go there. I want to ask you, okay, we were watching the player cams at the end.
Man.
Bliss are known as a notoriously relaxed roster. When you've won in the past, we've never really seen anyone get up and about. Fisho lost his shit in the player cam, and I want to know, was that just bait? Was he taking the mick, or was he being serious?
Was that after Bake?
Yes.
No, we were actually we were all pretty hyped about the win. Being these BO3s, it's stressful. So when we win, it's a bit of hype, bit of everything. But yeah, no, Fish, he might be all serious in that, but Fish does get a little bit excited after some wins. And this would have been one of them.
Never would have expected Fish to get a little lippy, but it's great to see. And of course, a massive map on the back of what was a disappointing Chalet. How would you frame Chalet? How would you frame the conversation around that? Were you guys worried at all?
Well, I think the reason why we are so struggling against on Chalet so much at the moment, same with when Panic, and there's nothing to take away from these teams that are actually pushing us and beating us on these maps. I just think we've played Chalet the same way, kind of for so long, that if you haven't worked out how we play and voted, counter-stratted, then it's on you. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those maps. It's like we've just got to put that back in the workshop, start changing up little things and just taking teams by surprise. But Antic obviously did their prep work, worked out we're going to play, and they played a very good Chalet, so you can't take much out of them.
Yeah, congrats on making the grand final again, by the way, mate. But of course, tomorrow you will be playing Man LFO. Now, did you watch the Man versus Odium game before? Oda, when you guys lost, or not lost, but lost a point to Odium during the regular stage, he shouted them out, so they're looking like a really solid team, definitely second best in the region. They've just lost to Man. So how do you feel about that team and going into that game?
Look, man, I've said this before. Men aren't a team you can sleep on. I think Man give a bit of time. I hope they don't like I said to a lot of teams like Antic, Odium, Man. Those three teams, I hope they don't disband if they, whether they win the stage or they lose the stage. You know what I mean? Those three teams are the ones that I'm looking at are going to contest for that top spot. So whether or not I look at Odium at the moment being number 2 team, or I look at Man, I think it doesn't really say on how close those three teams actually are. So, I'm excited to verse them, and I think it'll be a very good game, and I wouldn't even be surprised if that goes 3 maps as well.
I wanted to ask about the prep work for you guys today. Did you expect the Vita to play out the way it did? And if it did, were you therefore prepping for these specific maps and counter-stratting and that type of thing? Or were you more just playing into your strengths? How'd it go?
I'm not the map Vita guy. Obviously we had we had maps we wanted to go to, and we got 2 of them. Okay. I won't say what map we weren't expecting, but there was a map Cafe. We weren't expecting. We picked Cafe, bro.
I'll just show myself out.
Yeah, you can just leave. What are you on the desk for?
I'm finally glad we're getting some lippiness out of you, mate, by the way. You've been pretty quiet. You've been pretty respectful. Oh, yeah, Odium, Antic, really keep going. They're so good. Then you show up some lip to me. That's what I want. Finally, come on, mate. Keep going.
Have you heard of it out of the way I've been speaking of Rob? I don't take this shit either.
That's me.
Crazy.
Come on, mate. It's me.
It's good. It's good. I love the banter. But yeah, the map video went, as probably as close as we can predict. BO3s, it's some teams hide maps for that. Obviously, we played how many maps? I think we played 3 maps in the whole group stage. Yeah. So obviously, if teams aren't, too silly, we're obviously hiding maps. So I think Antic are hiding maps. I expect Man to hide a map, all that stuff. So yeah, I think in a BO3 is a random map can pop up if they pick it, but you can predict fairly well, I think.
Well, what we'll do, we'll leave it there, because you've given us more than enough Wettables. Sometimes I get a little worried when you come on. We never know what to expect. You can just
tell me that you don't want to speak to me.
I love speaking to you.
Say it with your chest. Just say it with your chest. Okay.
I love speaking to you, but we don't trust you enough. Look, we love you, mate. We love you. But is there anything you'd like to say before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out Bliss, shout out Kinchi, all that. Yeah, shout out you guys for, always casting, always putting on this. It's late as hell and you guys still got another game. So, enjoy the 3-hour game and hope you get home before 3 in the morning.
Let's hope it's not a 3-hour game, mate. Best of luck tomorrow. And we're keen to see how it goes.
Yeah, too easy. Have a good one.
Such charmers.
I hate that
Bliss. Man. Yeah,
he's the worst.
They're honestly probably the worst person I've ever met in my life.
Honestly, I'm glad that you went in on me. That was awesome. But just to take it back to the point, I have a feeling that maybe he was referring to Bank, right? Insta-ban for Antic, most banned map this year. And so, yeah, in a way, maybe Bliss weren't expecting it, and then they 7-0 on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, they floated labs as well, right? So that's most likely where they thought they were going. But there's one place we're going. That's to a short break. Before we get there, please note this. We are moving over to the Superior channel on Rainbow Six Bravo, so please come and join us over there. You don't want to watch EUL. No one cares about that. You want to be watching the 5th place match in OS. Believe me, you will not want to miss it. After this break, we're back with
Panic versus Circular Spheres.
Bye.
down to Frixel in a 1 versus 2. Gets the first one. Should know that the plant is going to be going down. He gets off it. Noise made. Fisho. Well, this is really nicely done here from Frixel. He will never lose this, ever. It's impossible. Never mind. Why can't you just wait for the timer, dude? What are you doing? You've just made me look completely silly, but you've made yourself look even sillier by not just waiting for the time! Oh my god, what was that, Guz? Killerman, who was slow walking in. What is that plant position? Gets the kill from Blue. There's another one outside in towards Trench. 1 versus 2. 3 seconds, no real time remaining here for 2-1. Expected maybe someone to be on the kit. Now Guz is upset. Guz is upset now.
What are they doing? Why are you planning there?
Does he stick it? Pros sometimes fake and other times they do not. Winnable! Win! Are you kidding me? What the fuck did I just say? Are you kidding? Match point Antic!
And he's dropped the...
To push down one Fisho guy. He hits him with the hip fire. Are you kidding? Fisho guy, that's not allowed. Into red time now with it all to do. Nitrocell, and that right there is Antic, blown to smithereens by a man that's essentially a fish. Godlike and fish-like. 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 Fish-like.